Let's see. No, yibi bounding and bazalagats. Mami yibi. Yeah, but mususu no mukilio is okay basala bounding into everything. Salama family, my name is Mikhael. Massa, greetings. Kimbo, Kima na Tanzania, Mazulu. Kimfumu kwa kuisa. This is the second part. Yes, some people ask me how old I am, and it's very easy. I'm 33. 33, so I'm not a baby or a child or something like that. Okay. CME PK, CME Salama, greetings. Yes, sometimes you know sometimes we used to know that there are certain things that is separating us, and one of the biggest issue that we have is tribalism. um Salama, CME, sister Vicky, Nyenga. Tribalism is a big problem, and we have to stop it. We have to be very, very honest. We have different kinds of problems because of we used to how called, yeah, separating people, even and with our colors. If like I want to give an example in Angola. In Angola, they used to love people that are light skinned. If they see you are light skinned, they used to love you more. You see, the richest woman in Africa. She's the she was the daughter of the is the daughter of one of the presidents, and that was the guy that used to be the president. With other words, um, we are complex people. If we see people are light skinned, we used to love them more, to give them more attention, to believe more in them, and yes, and then you have the religion. I always say we are not religious people. We do not have anything to do with religion came with the nations, and many people come with the boats. They come with the boats and ships to Europe. I already told you from which kind of countries they mostly came. Mostly come from the northern part of Africa or the western part of Africa. These are the people that used to travel the most and coming to Germany, England, even Americas, and etc. So if you look at this traveling, what they do, some people needs even do travel even 15 years to reach to come to Europe. And if you see these kinds of what sometimes happens there, then you're gonna see that normally black people used not to have any separation between them, but the separations are things like religious separations, because one used to believe in Jesus and the other one used to believe in Muhammad, stuff like that. You see, so Muslims and Christianity. So they brought different kinds of the separations to us. The languages, then they brought another separations to us that means religion, you know. And then there is another thing that is separating us and killing us. It's the media. The media, without them, the media is really working hard on our to separating us, to showing always a very very bad view of us. Means they showing a bad view of us you know, in Africa, like Africa, they used to live in banana houses. They used to eat bananas, different kinds of stuff. but also they are showing our people. If they show our people in America, they used to show them with guns, they used to show them with rap music, like that they only like making love and stuff like this, dancing around. It's just so they're showing always black people in the bad, deceiving and separating us. So now, what can we do, and what we have to do against it? And I tell you, it's very simple. First of all, we have to go back to the spirituality to get in a better understanding. If we want to have to bring people together, the Massa is going to use Hamitic people to do a lot of things. Most of them were mixed up. We're mixed up with whites and other ethnies. This will then, many of them will go also to fight. They will fight. There is a war coming, and they will fight. They will fight for their liberation. There is something but the most people does not know. The Most High have always used Edom to punish us, and later he's gonna use the same people that sold us, to protect us. So it will be like these people, we will stay and we won't. I want to make you something to understand. You know, our spirituality is unique. It is unique. You know, all of us come from the same place. Normally, we used to say, if you go to Congo Brazzaville, there is a place that they used to say that that Adam came from there, Congo Brazzaville. So it's in the Congo. So now, if you go back to history, you're gonna see the separation of Babel, the Tower of Babel, and all these things. Then you're gonna have the full understanding that the Most I never wanted people to be the same, because if they are the same, they all gonna sin. All of them were gonna have the same mind, and all of them gonna do. I have to choose different kinds of people to bring some separations. No, I'm sorry for the loud here. To bring some separations between the people, so that I can see who from these people I can choose to be mine. You see? And this is where humans become very, very angry. Why? You have to know something. If you are not choosing for something, and you see your brother are, you're gonna be very. Other people are choosing for something, and you not. You know, and this is exactly what's going on. It's about a power, a divine power. You know, that does what it wants. It chooses who he wants. It separates. It does a lot of things. And this is the one dancing. How do I know it? Even if we have today the Mwandan Semi, and we have it, this is what we used to call the Mwandan Semi. It is all powerful. But why are we today? Why do the nations call our spirituality the lowest spirituality? And why today we are the lowest, the tail, and the nations are the head? Because it is the spirit of confusion in the world, that the world cannot receive. This means the spirit is so unique. It is so unique that the most of the nations did not even receive it. And if you have it, if you have the spirit, you are something like, you are different. You are like an enemy to them. The first things what happened was that all the blacks and the whites, they put themselves together to fight one people. And this was the people that was chosen from the Most High. They took themselves. There's so many different kinds of gods and different kinds of spirituality of this world, but all of them put themselves together to find one people, white, black, half caste, or whatever, how the people used to call it. But then you go after them. You have melanin. Some of you guys have the same statues, like the Bantus. Some of you have the same blood. You see, and we want something better. What did the white man do? He said that he separated himself completely from the blacks. He started to fight the blacks, to destroy everything what is from the blacks, which means that he wanted to separate himself completely from the Most High, because everything what is pertain to the blacks, melanin, will bring you always back to the Creator. Then he said, what? I have to do incest, yeah, so that I can be unique, something better. And this is where people used to say, yeah, white people has made a pact with Satan. Okay? Because their spirituality is very, very different. Now let's go to that to bring some clarity before I tell you exactly what the key is. The spirituality is from the West Africans, or the people that used to be in East Africa, is the base came from Abraham. Yeah, then it separated itself because Abraham become righteousness. He become Abram. So the wickedness of it stays. Then it continue. It become something new with Isaac, and it become even better with Jacob. But to have the full understanding, yeah, to have the full understanding, the Most High taught us not, that I will choose some people from you that used to be unique to me. And he took us out from the from Arabia. He took us out from all the lands there and brought us into a fertile land, a unique land. And then, because it is one earth, he said, there I'm gonna be your power forever and ever. And then our people went to the diaspora. Some of us also went back to Arabia, to the four corners of the earth. Now watch. We have the same statutes and commandments. You can, that without religion now. You can go to the Somalis, you can go to the Fulani, you can go to the Hausa, you can go to Yoruba, you can go to all the people. You can go, you're gonna find we eat the same food. We have the same everything. All Africa is the same. All Africa looks the same. The same buildings. There's no difference. We look the same. But then I was asking myself, I was sitting with different kinds of people that used to, they used to be also spiritual. We sit down there and they said, Michael, what do you know about the Rwandans? I said, yes, the Rwandans, they are Gentiles. Come from the Tutsi. They came to the Congo. They come to take over the land. Yes, you're right. What do you know more? I say, this must be Hamites. And then my friend has told me, do you know Do you know that the Hutu and the Tutsi they're making children? I said yes. So, but you call the Hutus then the Israelites and the Tutsis they're Hamites, right? I said yes, something like that. You see where the problem was? Today you have some people in Africa, they have rings here, they have big earrings here, they have some things in the mouth here, scratches everywhere. You know, see me, family? About the Israelites. The most I say, don't do scratches. The most I say, don't do rituals with your children. Don't do these kinds of things on your mouth. Don't open your ears like this. These are the Israelites. So, you want to find the 12 tribe of Israelites? Why did they call themselves lost? Others of them are completely mixed with Hamites. It's like one people. You can't divide them no more because of the mixture that happens in Africa. People used to attack me or kill me, but it is the truth. We, as some of our people knows already and say, we know who's who. We try to define and try to separate, blah, 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 blah. But by the way, by all this separation, you're gonna find that the Muluba will not like the Bakongo. Then you're gonna see the Ubuntu don't like the Kimundu. Then the Ubuntu don't like the Zulu. The Zulu don't like the Kosa. Confusion. Big confusion. You see? And that's why we need a lot of wisdom here. You know, the thing is that everyone is important in this world. Who should we be fighting against? Who should we be fighting against? Brother, today is black against white, huh? It's a black against white, but later it will also change. It will be spirits against spirits, huh? Is there another question? Yes. It will be spirits against spirits, and this is what I want to tell you now, what we have to do. The thing is that the Mwandan Zemi was always a unique spirit in the midst of the other spirits. They used to tell to the African people that like Mansa Musa, they fought the biggest forts against the Europeans. Or what is his name? Hannibal. Big forts against the Europeans. But you know, if you see, it is our history. This is our people also. Today they put us all together. If why? How could these people win over Ghana, win over Nigeria? Diego Cao, he came over Luanda, this Guinea, Luanda, he came down, he finished the kingdom of Congo, was gone. They destroyed the center, and all Africa was gone. What I want to say is, if we, the set up with the set apart spirit, this, you know, we as the nation of Israel, if we do not come together, and if we do not bring light to the world, no one will bring. No one can carry the sorry, yes, there's some flies here. No one can carry you know, the weight, the thing that the Most High put on our back. We have to do it by ourselves. You know, many people used to tell me, yeah, Michael, tell me about your projects, blah, blah, blah. If I tell them, they're like, huh, yeah, what can I do? I always tell them, let me do. Because, you know, there are certain things, everyone in this world, it can be, this is why I was laughing at the start of this movie. In the shop where I am now, the most of the people that used to come to buy things here in the shop are Nigerian people. Nigerian people, um, um, all those who have the spirit of Yah is different to those who don't have his spirit that they fight. So, what I want to say is, yeah, without the Nigerian people, I can't sell. Abraham, he was selling to Ishmaelites, he was selling to different. Dawidi, wasn't he dealing with other nations? But he was the king. Our kings in the Congo, they had all these empires were there. But they used all of the nations came to the kingdom of Congo to ask what they have to do. This is history. Okay? So, if you are not the king, why should the people follow you? Today, our forefathers, they showed us our back. Here, we as the sub-Saharan people, we used to do this if we want to communicate with our forefathers. We used to pray and sing. Yeah? Some of us was like Elijah, had the power of dancing also. And in fire, earth, wind, and water, these are the elements. By dancing, calling the spirit, then, not using drugs, not I just was listening to this. By by doing certain things, calling Tatanzambi spirit, Tatanzambi was in our midst. Go to the book of Genesis. Massa went to the mountain. He came back. Tatanzambi comes like a wind. He just say hello. The people, no, Massa, you have to talk to us. This Most High is too deep. He's too dangerous. This is how our people are. That's why Tatanzambi has another way to send his mwanda, what means wind, ruach, wind. Yeah? So, possessing people, like coming into people, and then he's speaking. But the prophets, it's sometimes different. It's because of the different kinds of gifts. Some of us, he can come and stay, yeah, because he's already chosen, yeah. For some of us, he's also like by the others, they are like hosts, yeah. It's like they come and go. And this is what most of the people does not understand. All the nations do almost the same, but differently. If we go to the Mayas, these people was sacrificing children, to honoring their gods. Okay? If we go to the Indians, Hinduism and stuff, they have a way. Okay, there's some questions coming in. That's why you should stop this division among the blacks and refocus the real enemy, the Europeans. That's it. Exactly. But we're coming to that. I'm coming to their spirituality soon. Yes, Europeans are our enemy, but some of the Europeans will be strangers and cleave. Yes, exactly. It is like, they have found out a better spirituality. They took it out from those West Africans. They learned a lot of things of Egypt. Then they said, oh, it's too weak. and they made it even, they made it even to become even more worst, like dangerous, effective. I explain. The nations, all of them, they was doing different kinds of things to talking, to communicating, yeah, with the fallen angels. This is how the Most High used to call the spirituality of them, with the deaths. Okay, I told you already. There is everything what is happening now. There is a world between the world. Yeah, all the knowledge, the real knowledge, comes from the world between. Say, if you talk about Isaiah, la la la, you're talking about someone who is dead. Is he? No. Is he dead? But we used not to call him that. In ours, we used to call him he is living, because we used to believe in the power that is a power from the livings and not from the deads. These are the two differences. And where we're gonna find the difference? The difference we're gonna find is here. And there you're gonna see that our God that we used to call Yahweh, yeah, he do not want anything from you, yeah, just praying, worship, believe in him only. Don't do anything bad to your neighbor, to your next, like you don't do, these commandments is very easy. 10 commandments, boom, boom, very easy. If you go to the nations, yeah, and you want to follow their spirituality, it is not easy, because before the scriptures, before the Bible, we had these commandments already. Massa came with these kinds of things already. There was no Bible. Okay? Even before Massa, I think these commandments was down to our fathers. They knew what they have to do. They knew exactly what they have to do. No hunger. We had our houses building. Our women's had their authority. No one was beating our women's. No one was raping our women's. No one was, all this come with Christianity and Islam. All these things came with Christianity, with Islam, so that the women's today, why are we not strong enough? Because our women's today, yeah, are strangers for us men's. Next step. What happened? We, the Most High told us not to do the same things like they do. To learn from them. And this is why, we today are weak. And what you have to know is they were fooled by the Europeans. Because after that, the Europeans started to attack them, the Hamites. The Hamites are working together with the Europeans hands in hands. This means it's nothing new. It's nothing new. Because of the set apart spirit. Now, why don't you talk about the Bantu spirituality? Here it is. The spirituality of our forefathers was very, very simple. Our forefathers used to live, according, to how the people was living in, how it is in heaven. It is also how it was here on earth. How are the Bantu going to fight against the enemies? So, look, how it was in heaven, or it is how it was here on earth. This is Bantu spirituality. We, used to believe that you can live in heaven, which means the between the worlds, and you're gonna come here to earth again to live for time. So this means we can become like avatars, stars. We used to communicate. We used to communicate with the people from us that lives in the other world. And from the other world, this means the between the worlds, from them, we get in our knowledge from. Yeah, which means that all the knowledge what the Gentiles have today, they become the most of them from the fallen angels. That's why from 70, what the Most High has prepared for us, because the Most High has blessed them, has told them it is your time. You communicate with your ancestors who has died. This is how you used to call it. Every science, if you learn science, they're communicating with, you know, aliens or what. No? Everyone has another name for it. All the knowledge, everything what you have seen here on the earth. Hey Michael, for people in their 20s who this cover the Bantitude but have no money and don't know anybody about Africa, what do you suggest they should do? This is what I have heard today. I was talking with a sister like 2 hours. She told me about to prepare traveling without any car, without flights, like by car from Europe to go to Africa. I can tell you this is a long trip, and Africa is not united. You have a lot of people there fighting different kinds of people, and then maybe you're gonna find no peace in the land, and people gonna not open for you and stuff like this. That's why, if you want or not, there's exodus will come. There's an exodus that will come. Barriers will be open. War, apocalyptic lives here in Europe and everywhere in America, and you can't do anything against it. The only thing what we can do is preparing, and those people that will be chosen for certain things, they can come. You can contact me. I have already done a lot of things. I'm prepared, and the only thing that I can come is to tell you that this is the only way that I know how you can come with me to Angola. But the rest, I don't know. It's not easy. So back to the spirituality. Um, um, this is what builded the pyramids. This is where the alien technology comes from. That you could see in the Black Panther movie. This alien technology. Okay, this is how, because our fathers, if you see the history of Joseph, history of Isaiah and stuff, you're gonna see that we lived in Egypt. And Egypt was Upper and Lower Egypt. So Sudan and all this area was Egypt. Yeah? So we came from there. We built all this was there. Why can't they build these things today? Because there is no Ruach no more. No Ruach. And the Pan-Africanists used to say, oh, we have built it, this, and this is you? Who? The Ethiopians? It is Bantu technology. Bantu technology. That was in Egypt. We lived there, then they started to fighting us, The Moses say, out. You can believe it or not. Why do we know that we used not to live in Egypt? Look where we are. We ended in sub-Saharan Africa. A land where you will find everything. You see? So how can it be that why did the Moses not say stay in Egypt? Why did he put us and say why our slaves came from sub-Saharan Africa, not from Egypt? Faith, are you Caucasian? So Bantu were in Egypt. I thought the Bantu origin at Congo. Brother, the Bantus came from Egypt. Okay? Even the name Bantu started in Egypt, in Kemet. I tell you. You know? What do you know, eh? Make your researches before you start talking. Now, you know, so, what I want to tell you is the all the spirituality what I have told you now to calling on the power, yeah, that we call the Mwandan Semi. All the nations do. It's because you do not do. That's why you are so weak. Why do you not do? Because you think it's demonic. That's why people used to say, so you talk with that. This is how you think. She asked, who told you? Who told you? Because she used to learn from other people in the Western Africa, yeah, to do some mermaid spirits and to invoke some waters and la la la. This is what she have to learn. Okay, I told you very clear. This and this and this gonna happen. I'm gonna fight against this. I hate this. I know I can change. I know I can do. I was like, That's it. Ingeta. Also, it is this what Simon Torre has said about me to my mom, or all the things, because the Ruach is one, eh? The Ruach is one. Which means, yeah, it has different kinds of Maleki, but it is one. So, the same thing what you have heard from me, you will hear it from another Ngangan Zambi, which means another prophet or another guy, another person that used to receive the revelations, you know. But she's like, I fight another, you know. Of course, things change in Revelation. There's different kinds of things that change. I can explain. David, he used to do some more. That Nzambi say your son will build. Solomon, he used to do some more because he wanted to know everything about he wanted to know everything about yeah, because it is like it is the same, but it isn't. Yeah, that's why you see a lot of gays in Arabia. Yeah, because Muhammad was a gay. Yeah, because they know that if you are gay, you have money. Gay means having money. Okay, so many bisexuals here in Europe, many of them are bisexual. That's why they used to buy the biggest cars to show that they are full men's. But the truth is they are not even a little bit man. No, I'm young. I'm saying you clearly. They are not. The Mosai knows they are not men's. You can put one of them with one real African with 5 of them in a cage. All of them gonna die. You see? So, what I want to say is, I have learned not on what you understand to be true. Pray fast, then you will receive the Mondanzimi. People are fighting here. So now, listen. The spirit of our forefathers, by singing, worshipping, your body has to be clean. If you go righteous, and if you're chosen, mostly it's even choosing rebellious people. It comes, and you can become a revelator. You start saying things that no one knows. And from the things that you say, from these things, we get in knowledge, answers. The first thing what we used to do is asking, who is the spirit that comes to giving us revelations? Because that's why the scripture saying, if a spirit comes, ask if this is a bad spirit or a good spirit. There's some of us has to have the gift to, to separate if this is a good spirit or a bad spirit. If I would come to your place, to your family, 150% the Maliki will come. The first thing that what I used to do is to purify the water. I will purify water. The water becomes a spiritual water. After preaching, after doing certain things, I will sprinkle the water to you, or with the good dove. Then we go to prayers. Then you see, it's not like you see in these churches we're starting to eat grass or stuff. No, you can start to talk in different kinds of languages. It's like you're gonna start to see things what you have never seen before, and this is what we used to do in the tabernacle. In the tabernacle, you're talking to the Most High personally. Do you know that? Zachariah, he was talking to the Most High and stuff. This is our spirituality. In the western part of Africa, they have kept a lot of tradition that goes back to Abraham, and their forefathers, what we used to call the people from Nilotic. They used to practice a lot of different kinds of things. What the Moses have said, don't do. Isaac, don't do. Jacob or Jacob. So we passed generations, and some of those people in Africa, because everything happens in Africa, they stayed in the same spirit to do the same practices what they have done before. And if we want to be better or to unite our people, like I have told you before, we are the one that should be lifted up. We are the one that the Most High have to lift up to be a light in front of the nations. And then they can follow. Because all the things what they do is given to them, and it's giving them power. It's giving them power. You can't go to a Chinese and say, hey man, this is Bantu spirituality. He will laugh at you. It is the weakest spirituality. It is so low, simple. Because what they do, having shrines, sleeping with their children, we never did things like this. African people used to, if they see a albino, cutting them, and now I sell the parts. This is what how our people used to define. Believe it or not, no? The Most High will show the world that our spirituality is unique, what they already knew, and poor. Like pure. Exactly. By giving us something that will judge the world. I mean, fighting X-Men's. That will reveal to the world things that no other work knows, no other powers or gods. The same things you saw it by Daniel. He was there. They asked, who can tell us what is written on the wall, or what means these dreams? No one could reveal. But Daniel, what is going on? Only he and some others. this is how the Most High gonna show the world, like in the time of the Pharaoh, that salvation is by the Bantu only, yeah, and all the people has to follow. You know, if you go to Southern America, do you guys know that these people used to do a lot of witchcraft? Like cursing, and if they want a man, they do certain, you know. Do you know? If you go to China, you will find this here in England. Go to England. Everywhere you're gonna find places where you can buy different kinds of things. In England. Is this the Bantu spirituality? No. Okay, my connection lost. Okay, my connection lost. So it is given to them. So what I want to say is, yeah, learn the Bantu spirituality, be a light to the world, make disciples, and do not go after the manna of the others. And you're going to be lifted up to save the world. Because all the people in Africa, they used to do some things, many. And you cannot go if you want problems, like Mikhael Massa always have, because I have a spirit that people directly know he's different, and that's why I have many difficulties, many, because they sense me, they know there is something, it is different. But you guys are free. You guys are free. No one has to disturb you. Let me try to put the internet again. No one has to, you know, no one has to fight you, because they think you are blind, you know, they don't know. So no one will fight you. They, you know, you are free, because here's the secret. And brothers and sisters, I think that most of you guys has not understood, but maybe 2 or 3 have. In Africa, mostly all of the people do something. And all over the world, mostly all of the people do something to have success. Women's, this is what we used to call bukoko. Bukoko means ancestry. And we, as the Judah people, we are so weak because we do not have it. Hey, many people in those lands, they have different kinds of things they do in their families to have success. And if you start to judging them, pray for protection. Just do the things what the Most High gave you. Concentrate by yourself that what you have. Work on it hard. Pray that Tanzania gives you more. Yeah. No, do the things, protect your family. Do the things what you have to do. Don't follow others with their spirituality. But they have. Because the most of our people, they have some traditional things in their family, what they used to do for years, from tradition over traditions. Many. It's all over the world. And if you start to fight against it, like, oh, I know, you guys, you do some here to have this and this. If you are not strong enough, if you're called for this, no problem. I do. I do, but I do not open my mouth and say. Even if I see something, I do not say anything because it is not allowed. It is. I have a shop. It's not good. There was a time I was doing this and no customer no more. Telling people like prophecies and telling them what is good, what they do, what they do not do good. It brought me only problems. Why do I say that? Huh. All the people have their own spiritualities. You can't go to the Europeans. Jesus is not our God. We have seen this very clear. Ask yourself over the years what he have done for us. See, it is a European God. 100%. 100%. We have something in the midst there that is ours. But not that what the Catholic people used to, you know. So what I want to tell you is learn the Bantu spirituality, and no one will teach you. No one will teach you, because if you want to learn it clearly, you have to go to the Bantu land. And there also, the most of the people hide it. And it becomes also very, very weak, because the most of the people that are practicing it today, they are practicing those things with Christianity in it. So, what we need is a kintwadi. A kintwadi with people from Africa, from everywhere, that used to be called to do the kintwadi, so that the Mosai can teach them everything from the scratch. And the people are gonna write those things down, and they're gonna spread it all over Africa, so that everything in Africa is gonna be clean. That's why he said, even in Zephaniah 3, yeah, that our people, even in the last days, they're gonna practice different kinds of things. Language that we're speaking in those lands are not pure. Have some Hamitic, or how we can call, we used to call, say certain things that gives glory to the to it's like witchcraft. It's like poison to the Most High. You see? So, with other words, you know, today the people of Ham and the Benabeto, the chosen people, they have to work hands in hands to rebuild Africa. The chosen ones have to fight with full power to have the full understanding of the work from their ancestors, so that they tomorrow can help everyone. And in the midst of all them Hamites and Israelites, etc., the Most High is gonna find. The Most High is gonna find. Is gonna divide. Is gonna come and mingle themselves, and all of them will be the Israelites. So, which means the chosen people of Yah. That's it. I think I have explained everything. If no question comes, then I'm gonna shut this. Yeah, because of the prophecies, it's very, very simple. If someone receive a prophecy, yeah, it's mostly depends on the time, which means that in this time, and this time, you're gonna receive. You can receive the you can receive three types of prophecies: the past, the things that is happening now, or the things that's gonna come. You know, and prophecies can change. You see, and if you receive a bad prophecy or something like that, which means that it can be a warning, um, a warning. Then yes, you can work on it and pray for it so that things can change. But there are different kinds of prophecies. It is the way of life. There are different kinds of things. It is the way of life. Like, I can give you one. Yeah. You will give me a son, and he will be a king. You can't do so. Someone is coming, and he will be a king, or, you know, different kinds of prophecies that we received in the scriptures, like this Israelite should go to captive and all these things. What do you want to do against it? If the scriptures say, if the Manda say that it has to become like this, that you go to, you guys will go to captivity. You will go to captivity. It is like the Manda is strong, etc. So this thing's gonna happen too. No one, not even every nation is only waiting for that. The manifestations of the children of Yah. You see? So, Okay, today is the lesson. Today we're gonna do the first lesson on spirituality. It's gonna be on 6 p.m. I'm gonna only show the basics. I do not want people tomorrow to say, "Oh, I am superhero" or something like that. I'm gonna show the basics, which is really, really, really powerful, and people have to know. And I hope really one day that the people can bring off something like a Kintwadi, and people can pray so that the Mwanda will be with them, and they can ask the Mwanda directly, and so they will have a better understanding of all this. Because like this, most of the people are gonna think that I'm fool, but other people is become rich and fast and powerful, and etc. I don't know how to explain, and we are staying in the same place where we was yesterday. That's it. Okay, I'm out. Salam and have a nice day.